Hi guys, welcome to this update video. I trust and hope that you're doing really great. So we're going to be talking about newly formed Tropical Storm Fernand this evening. So we have a new tropical storm. As expected, Invest 90L has met that threshold to be considered as such. And we have Invest 99L still being watched for some potential development. Regardless, it's going to be bringing some impacts to the Caribbean, especially the Windward Islands, as we head into the early part of the new week. So let's go ahead and talk about these systems. Okay, so here we are switching back to the satellite imagery here. We can see quite a bit of action in parts of the northern Gulf, within the vicinity of the northern Bahamas as well. Offshore the southeastern states is a bit active. Thunderstorms popping up also in parts of Cuba, Hispaniola, Puerto Rico, and in sections of Central and Northern South America as well. Now, as we look a bit more at Fernan here in some detail, we can see it's not the most organized tropical storm, but it has been producing enough activity to be considered as such. Now, the good thing is, it's going to be passing to the east of Bermuda. The center of it, I should say, is going to be passing to the east of Bermuda. So it may not bring much impacts to the island, maybe some gusty winds, maybe some periods of some downpours, but nothing major is expected there. There's no watches in effect at this time for anywhere, as a matter of fact. So it is moving to the north at 15 miles per hour, not moving very slow or very quickly, kind of in between there. And it has maximum sustained winds up to 40 miles per hour with higher gusts. Now, over the course of the next few days, it may strengthen a bit, not expected to be a hurricane as of now. But as it accelerates more to the north, it is going to encounter cooler waters, which will induce weakening, and eventually it will become post-tropical, probably by the middle of the week. So not going to be much of a bother for anyone. So the main focus is really going to be 99L, which is to the east of the Windward Islands right now. So here we are looking at it in a bit more detail. We can see that blob of convection associated with it. So it is definitely going to be bringing those periods of heavy rain and thunderstorms, likely with some gusty winds as well as it approaches tomorrow going into Monday for mostly the Windward Islands. So that is from around Martinique southward, including Trinidad, Tobago, Barbados. So those areas and the islands in between likely to experience some impacts from these systems, some inclement weather conditions. And eventually it is expected to move generally west across the Caribbean. So let's look at that model track guidance here. We can see a general westward motion expected by most of our models. And then at around 4 to 5 days out, they kind of become confused. Where will it go? Will it go up to the Gulf? Will it turn in the Northwest Caribbean? Will it go into the Eastern Pacific over there? So there is some disagreement in terms of the long term. Where will it go at that time? And really nothing is solid for it just yet. I mean, it is still some distance out of the Caribbean, but as time goes by, we'll have a better picture of where the system is going to be headed. But over the next few days, it may try to slowly get itself together, although there is no guarantees of development. And as we even are seeing now, there is that drop in the formation chance. But as I always emphasize in my videos, we do not require a tropical storm hurricane for there to be substantial impacts, as some of these strong tropical waves can be enough to unleash conditions that would mimic those of tropical cyclones, a heavy rainfall, which may result in some flooding, especially in the more vulnerable places, gusty winds, especially with those thunderstorms, which may result in maybe some trees being uprooted or a bit of damage here and there. But nothing major is expected in terms of wind from the system. But the plethora of rainfall could certainly unleash inundation in some places. And I have been seeing the comments from you guys as well, especially in the ABC Islands. It's been very hot and dry, very minimal rain. Matter of fact, this is the driest spot in the Caribbean. So it would be really nice if the system moves by to produce just enough rain to bring a sort of relief from the heat, because it has undoubtedly been hot. We're still in summer. So this would be some good news, guys. We'll see. It all depends on if it will be sustained in some substantial rain and thunderstorms to actually bring those impacts. So I will be keeping you posted as it pertains to that. Now, as it relates to intensity, we have quite a few models available here. Most of them show the system eventually trying to make it to tropical storm intensity. not for the very short term, but maybe as we head into the next 2 days plus from now, the system could attempt to become a tropical storm. And again, that will be dependent on how conducive the environmental conditions are, because if we're talking about a whole bunch of those strong upper level winds and a lot of dry air intrusion, those would help to limit the possibility for the system to actually become something more. So we definitely want to keep a watch on that as we're going to be heading into the next couple of days. And that's also the reason why sometimes I post these dual updates, one in the morning, one in the evening, at my convenience, because I want to ensure that you guys have the latest information on these systems so that you're never wondering what is going on out there. So I post to ensure that I keep you up to date as best as I can. So that's what is expected of the system, guys. As it relates to rainfall between now and tomorrow afternoon, so there could be some instances of some additional downpours in sections of the northern Bahamas. Florida, we already see a lot of moisture in the area, so there could be some additional heavy rain. For the central southern Bahamas, Turks and Caicos, a few showers may pass through. May see some additional thunderstorms in parts of Cuba, Jamaica, Hispaniola, Puerto Rico as well. Cayman Islands, Virgin Islands, ABC Islands is going to be on the drier side for those areas. And then tomorrow, especially as we're going to be heading into the afternoon and evening hours as 99L approaches, it will start to result in that increase in rainfall. And for northern South America, especially for the northern part of the Guyanas going to Colombia, Venezuela, it may also get a bit active with some downpours. And for sections of Central America, especially towards the Pacific coast of the various territories there. So that is what we have going on for now, guys, and also what I wanted to bring to your attention in today's update video. So just to do a quick recap, again, we've got newly formed Tropical Storm Fernand, not currently a threat to anyone. And there's Invest 99L that we're still monitoring for some development. And as of now, it has a low chance, but could still bring some impacts to the Caribbean. And the first place of those impacts will be the Windward Islands as we head into the early part of the new week with those periods of heavy rain, even those thunderstorms and gusty winds as well. And again, as it relates to the long-term track of the system, there is nothing is set or guaranteed in relation to that. That will be dependent on the steering mechanisms out there as well. But we'll definitely have a better picture of what is going to be happening as we head throughout the next couple of days. For now, it is a tropical wave with a low chance of development. So I will continue to keep you posted on these systems as necessary. And that is what I wanted to bring to your attention in today's update video. So I do hope you found it to be quite informative. However, if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments below. I will respond to you when I get the chance to do so. And remember to always be weatherwise.